Hey friends, welcome back to Runaway Trains. We are out here today in our G-scale garden. We're making some improvements. We're doing an extension over here. We're in the middle of digging up the dirt and making the trenches for our ballast. You know, our soil back here is kind of on a slant because there's a hill. So we're trying our best to level it out. I figured if we make a deeper ditch and we make the rocks a little bit thicker, that when we put our tracks down and we fill in the ballast in between, we will have a nice level railroad. So we're just going to kind of do this in segments here. This is our summer 2025
layout update.
Layout update. Drake says layout update, our G-scale layout update. Here we're using a little bit of this weed protector screen. I don't know what to call it. It's just like a plastic. It's almost like a trash bag, but it breathes, so the water can pass through. But you just cut that like I'm going to do with the razor blade, and then you lay that down in the trench, and that'll help to prevent weeds from growing up in between our rails. So over in this section, we laid down our plastic, which we can kind of cut with the razor or with the scissors there. I'm also using the scissors to open those bags of rocks. We get the all-purpose stone from Vigoro at Home Depot. So, you know, we're filling that up so it comes over here, but right here, the ground slopes downward. So instead of trying to like build that up with pebbles, we're gonna put a little bit of wood there, kind of like what we did here. We're gonna put some wood there to sort of elevate that to get our tracks level, and then we'll cover that with some ballast when we get the tracks laid down. Meanwhile, we're starting over here. We're going to fill in the trench so it's level with the soil all the way around. I think we should have numbered all the tracks before we took it apart the first time, because now it seems like we may be a couple curves or a couple straights short. We'll figure it out. Comes Drake to the rescue with our spare tracks box there. I'm sure we'll find what we need right there. I'll tell you, these little pieces like this, these little 3-inch sections and these little 2-inch sections, these are a lifesaver. You get over here to an area like this and you've got like a gap like that, and then here's a little 3-incher and it's like, oh, it's not enough, and then that'll do it.
There's this one.
Nice, good fit. This little section here, we actually cut with a hacksaw at another time, but it fit perfectly right there to help join that switch down here to this little intersection. You know how tedious these can be.
There you go.
Nice. All right. Seems like it's coming along. We just got to get this section connected. It's a railroad dog. Okay, folks, here's our moment. Transcontinental Railroad coming together. Out here on Runaway Trains G-scale garden. We had to cut a piece of rail to make this last connection here, so you can see how the rail will slide. It kind of slides around inside the ties there, but that's good. And then get these two together. I know it's not a perfect fit, but we'll make it fit. We'll make it fit.
I don't know if that would fit. Yeah, it's not gonna.
We gotta celebrate this moment, folks. The Runaway Trains Transcontinental Railroad. I think this might be the moment here. And then I gotta come back over here and get this other one that came apart. That's it. Yeah, all right. Transcontinental Railroad here. This is the Runaway Trains G-scale garden. We're gonna get busy ballasting this, and then we'll trim off all of the excess plastic here, and then we have some ideas for plants. You know, we really want to make this our beautiful little summer garden out here. where we can drink our root beer and sip our hot tea and just enjoy the outdoors with Spirit, who's way over there. Right, Spirit? So under here you can see we have a gap, you know, we want to make that nice and secure. So I'm just using a flower pot, and I've got all of our rocks over here in a bigger bucket. I'm just going to kind of like try and work that underneath the tracks there, and then literally through the tracks as well to kind of make that nice and sturdy so it doesn't wobble when trains go over and the wind and the weather and stuff. And then you kind of just even it out with your hand like that. I'm just kind of working a section at a time here. Those tucked in over there. And in. That's nice and sturdy now. Over here we've got like an uneven ground there, so I'm going to fill in down on this side here and then in between the tracks and get that level. You can kind of see how it droops a little bit, but using the rocks, see how that kind of slopes this way? Then I can get the rocks under there to level that out a bit, so when the train rolls over it, it's not kind of listing over to the side.
It doesn't rock and roll.
Doesn't rock and roll. Who rock and rolls, huh?
Duncan.
I mean, there's no science to it, I guess. This is kind of, I'm just using my eyeball. I don't need to get the level. You can kind of tell just with your eyeball. That's a little better. And then after I get the track somewhat level, then I'm going to fill in around the sides there to create a nice hill on the side of the rocks. For you guys who have never watched our channel before, we do dead rail. We don't have any power in our tracks. This is a Union Pacific engine by Pico, is that correct, Drake?
Yes.
And this is a battery operated engine. You just use regular, I think is it AA or AAA batteries?
I think it is AAA.
AAA, it takes 6 batteries, and we got rechargeable batteries. We got a very good quality one. It'll run for about an hour on the rechargeable batteries. And we're just testing out a good hour of playtime. We're just testing out to see all of our rail connections, how they're doing. So far, so good. Before I continue to do my ballasting. Okay, it looks like we're doing pretty good. I'm gonna get back to my rocks, folks. Okay, here we are, fully ballasted. Just wanted to show you how that looks. We'll be going around the tracks and just making sure there's nothing kind of getting in between the frogs and stuff, and it looks pretty good. There's nothing there, and we'll go around the whole track and do that. Thanks for watching our G-Scale garden update. We'll be doing some landscaping out here to improve the way it looks, and then we'll be checking in again with you. Our mission was to finish this by Father's Day, and I think we're right on track. Get it? All right, thanks for watching Runaway Trains. We'll see you on the next run.